It's weird how one tiny thing in your life can trigger a whole chain of events. Mum calls it the domino effect. And once the dominoes start to fall, there's no way of knowing how things will end up. At least, that's what I used to think. It all started when I was having a surf, minding my own business, when out of nowhere, a wave the size of Mount Everest picked me up, a whole pile of seaweed and several hundred terrified fish, twisted us and spat us out. That's when the domino effect started. The force of the wave caused my leg rope to snap, which meant I lost my surfboard. And Buff found it, washed up on the beach. While I was looking for my board, I had an argument with the world's nastiest clump of seaweed. Then Buff decided to make a few dollars by selling my board. But on the way, he had a run-in with Mr. Street. Hey, watch out, you big loser! Now, Mr. Streeton wouldn't usually get upset so easily, but he was still fragile over losing the mayoral election. Being called a loser was the final straw. He went home and locked himself in the bathroom and refused to come out. Meanwhile, back at the second-hand store, Buff was stoked to get some money for my board, which he lost 2 seconds later. And not too long after that, Philip came along, which was lucky for me, because he was immediately on the case. Philip called Sarge to come and get my board.
Got it.
Good work, Sarge.
And with the cash he found, he bought himself a brand new hobby. And the dominoes just kept on falling.
Fascinating. Blisters, maybe even pustules. Definitely an allergic reaction to something. Best specimen I've seen since Amy Connor ate walnuts in grade 2. Been near any nuts lately? Have you been around anything unusual?
I did have a fight with 50 tons of seaweed.
That's probably it. An allergic reaction to seaweed. Never mind the microscopic things living in the seaweed. There's a whole ecosystem in there. It's not looking good.
There must be something to make it go away.
Pure aloe vera nappy grass gel. If it works on Blob's bum, it's bound to work on your face.
Are you kidding? No way I'm putting that stuff on.
Your choice. Bum cream or pustules.
That'll do the trick, Lockie. Good thinking, Philip. Nice work.
I look like salad dressing.
Well, this might take your mind off things. Guess who has been asked to play a Santa at Blob's daycare centre? Me! Huh? If you boys play your cards right, you might be in line for Santa's special helpers.
I'd love to, Sarge, but I'm afraid I have to devote all my energies to my new book. There's a lot to learn with the art of Feng Shui. It's Chinese.
I think it's pronounced feng shui. It's a very old practice, older even than me. Mostly about generating positivity and balance in one's life.
You can get anything you want if you place the furniture in the right spots. How could I have never known of this before?
Looks like it's just you and Blob in line for #1 elf lot.
Sorry, not with a face full of bum cream. Actually, I think I need more on.
The philosophy is simple. If I position the furniture in the right way and create enough positive energy, I could get the one thing that I really want.
Philip, there's no way you can change anything just by moving stuff round. Things just happen the way they happen. Once the dominoes begin to fall, it's out of your control. End of story.
You just wait. I know I can do it.
Good on you, Philip. A person who stops believing in things stops believing in themselves. Well, what do you think?
Excellent colour view, Sarge. I believe you'll be the best Santa ever.
Okay, Philip. If you can make my rash go away, I'll believe in your feng fui.
Don't worry, Locke. You'll be as good as gold tomorrow. Things have a way of looking different in the morning.
And Sarge was right. Things did look different in the morning. I'm green! Philip! What's happening? I'm turning into seaweed!
It must have been the,
Come on, Einstein, you're the one who suggested Blob's bum cream.
The bum cream. It had aloe vera in it. How much did you put on?
About 26 lots in an hour.
Do not exceed 1 application every 2 hours. I wonder why.
Philip, this is why.
This is Blob's happy corner. I'm starting to feng shui.
Yeah, well, it's really working. Look at my face.
At least your rash is gone.
I decided there were only 2 ways to handle the situation. 1, wear a disguise. Or 2, take Egg's advice.
No one out there cares what colour your face is. It's the inside that counts. And yours looks like it's filled with peppermint cream.
Bad jokes aside, Egg did have a point. And in the end, I faced the world head on. And went to visit the one person I knew would give me a bit of sympathy.
It brings out the blue in your eyes. It does.
But I got something much better than sympathy. Mum started really laughing, for the first time in ages. And that had to be worth 100 green faces.
Archie, my old buddy.
Hey, Monster, my man!
You're looking an extra shade of healthy today. What, you been out for a joyride?
Oh, nah. Must be all the broccoli I've been eating. Working on your hog?
Just cleaning her up. Can't take her with me, but I'll make sure she's in good nick for the next guy. They're letting me go on Saturday.
Oh, that's great. You must be excited. Going home and everything.
Home? Not allowed home. Dad won't let me. It's all right. Doesn't matter, because as long as I get to see Vicky. But as soon as I find a place you and Joy can come over, I'll cook a mean pig on a spit.
Yeah, that sounds great. Really looking forward to that pig on a spit. Turned out Monster wasn't the only one having a bad morning. After Boof called Mr. Streeton a loser, the dominoes kept on falling.
Please, Dad, will you come out? We can go fishing after school if you'd like. Or we can play Scrabble. I'll let you win this time.
I'm not coming out, and you can't make me.
Barry, darling, I've laid out all your clothes for work, including your tie with the kittens on it. Oh, that's it, Barry. If you don't open this door this minute...
I opened the door. See? And now I'm closing it again. So there!
Dad, we've got to talk about Colin. He has to come home.
Where he'll get the love and care he needs.
That boy is not setting foot inside this house. I will not permit it!
Over at Egg's place, bad news kept getting worse.
Live separately. As in, live in 2 different houses.
We'll both be here.
Living in Angela's.
What does that mean for me?
It means you live with both of us. Some weeks with me, some with your dad.
You'll have 2 bedrooms.
But won't that get confusing?
It'll work fine. We'll work out a whole schedule that's best for everyone.
That way neither of us has to miss you too much.
But what if I don't want 2 bedrooms? What if I'm here and I want a CD that's at Mum's? Or I'm at Mum's and I left my homework at Dad's? What if I like things just the way they are?
The thing about dominoes is, once they start to fall, no amount of moving furniture can change a thing.
I'm not even going to ask.
That's probably wise. How's your dad?
Well, let's see. He's locked himself in the bathroom and refuses to come out, actually.
At least he's home, like you wanted.
Not like this. He won't even talk about Monster. I'm such an idiot for thinking that we could just be happy and live like a real family again. It's just going to happen all over again. Monster gets out of hospital. Dad won't let him back in the house, so there's no one to take care of him. He forgets to take his medication, gets sick, and ends up back in hospital. It's the never-ending story.
There must be some way to convince your dad.
It would take an earthquake to convince him of anything. Why is your face green?
Maybe that's what you could do. Fake an emergency.
Very funny, Leonard. You take yourself to Mr. East's room and stay out of sight. No need to make everyone vomit.
The strange thing was, if my leg rope hadn't snapped that day and I hadn't lost my board, and if I didn't get attacked by seaweed or get the rash, then ended up with a green face, I might never have been sent to John East's office. And if he wasn't away being sworn in as mayor, I wouldn't have checked out his vintage surf magazine collection. And I might never have found the old yearbook. Or the chance to help Vicky. It was Monster, same age as me, looking normal and happy, with an essay he wrote about his favourite day. And then, Vicky thought of a way to create an emergency.
Mum!
It's what? Where?
We don't know.
A couple took it for a test drive and never came back. They seemed perfectly nice.
How could you? I should never have left you in charge of the car yard. My beautiful car.
Well, technically, the car's not yours. It's Colin's, remember? You gave it to him right after he finished high school.
Right before he screwed up his life.
Dad, he's got nowhere else to go. His room's all ready and...
We want him home, Barry.
He's my brother.
He stole it. Again.
Dad, he couldn't have.
He's trying to torment me.
He's still in hospital. There's no way it could have been him, even if you wanted it to be.
I'm calling Sergeant Leonard.
While Vicky was sorting out her dad, Egg was even more miserable. His parents' separation had sent him into a tailspin.
What if I'm at Mum's house and I wake up in a heavy metal mood? But all I have with me is thrash metal. It's a total nightmare.
Maybe you could just ride back to grab a CD. It's not like it's far.
Might as well be Africa. That's how it feels. It's gonna be different. 2 beds, 2 rooms, and 2 houses. Just want one house, like it's always been. It's me, Mum and Dad.
I'd never seen Egg so upset before. And I really wished I knew how to help him. Ah!
What have you done to my plant of renewal, brother?
Your what? Why is this there?
It's restoring harmony. I've sued. There should be flowing water. But all I could find was the jug.
Philip, you seriously need help in an extremely large way.
No, see, it's genius. I've opened up the good energy to face north, where Mum's hospital is. According to my book, Mum should feel the positive energy and get better. Then she can come home.
This is all about helping Mum. That's the big thing you wanted.
You won't think it's so dumb when she comes home.
No, I don't think it's dumb. Insane and ridiculous, but not dumb. Maybe just warn me next time.
I can't tell when the greatness will strike again, but I'll do my best. Oh, just one more thing. I rearranged the bedroom so I can score a deluxe archaeology set.
While Philip was discovering ways to get Mum home faster and win an archaeology set, Sarge was making some discoveries of his own. Hi, Blob. Hi, Santa. How'd it go?
Magnificently. Fridays are nothing if not... eventful.
Philip's been swaying. What's that? What did you win?
A Christmas raffle at school. I won heaps of cool stuff.
You won a games hamper.
Yep. Not exactly an archaeology set, but still, definitely the sway.
The power of positive thinking, son. Good for you.
I gotta make some calls. Spread the word. Pronto. Do I know anyone in China?
And that was how the dominoes had affected my life. So far.
Interesting day all round today, Lock. Found Mr. Streeton's convertible abandoned by the side of the road. Not a scratch on it, thankfully.
Who did it?
No clue. No, Mr. Streeton was one happy chap when I told him he could pick it up in the morning.
And just then, I realised maybe Philip was onto something with the positive energy. And maybe I could use the domino effect to help change things for the better. Hey, Sarge. What time did you tell him he could pick it up?
11? Why do you ask?
Oh, no reason. Just wondering. And one more thing. I need a big favour. Can I please borrow your Santa suit? The next morning, my face was finally back to normal. Just in time for me to put my domino plan into action.
Hey there, Arch.
Hey, Monster. All packed and ready?
Yep, sure I am. Just thought I'd watch a bit of telly first. Don't have to leave here till 10.
So, hey, good news about your car.
My car?
Yeah, the one at the car yard. Heard it got stolen.
What?
Oh, no, it's okay. The car's fine. It's in perfect condition. The Sarge has it at the police station. You can go around and pick it up at 11. No problem.
You're a good friend for telling me, Arch.
Anytime. So, you'll be there?
You bet I'll be there. You just trying to stop me.
And since I was on a roll, I kept on going. I decided to pay a visit to Egg's parents and let them know how tough things were on Egg and how hard he was taking the two homes thing. I didn't know how they'd take it or what they'd do about it, but it seemed to go okay. I only had one more domino to play. Then stand back and hope they fell the right way.
Babies come back. Beautiful babies come back.
Dad.
Thankfully, things went according to plan.
Look what's turned up. You remember this? Huh?
Starting with a broken leg rope and ending with me finding an old yearbook. My Favourite Day by Colin Streeton.
My favourite day is the same day every year, right before the Christmas holidays. Me and my dad get dressed up as Santa and his helper and drive around town giving lollies to all the kids. Dad said one day he'll give me the car. I can't wait. My dad is the best, and I think on that special day, everyone wishes my dad was their dad too.
Happy Christmas!
After reading it, I realised Mr. Streeton and Monster used to be just like Sarge and me. And just maybe, if I could get them in the same place at the same time, they could be that way again. I'd never seen Vicky so happy. Back at Egg's house, things were going much better. Egg's parents decided they would share Egg's house, 1 week at a time, so he wouldn't have to move at all. Egg thought it was a great idea. He celebrated by headbanging for 7 straight hours. Personal record. Things worked out for Philip too. He feng shuied himself right to hospital with a sprained wrist and got to have a sleepover with Mum. It wasn't quite as good as having her home, but Philip was pretty stoked. So was Mum. So, everything worked out okay.
Hi. Hi. My brother's home.
That's good.
Yeah, it is. It's great. Your dad called, asked if we'd seen his Santa suit. Why do I get the feeling you've had a hand in the way all this has worked out? I don't know how you did it, but thanks. I think you're pretty great, Lockie Leonard. Have a good surf.
And that's exactly what I did. While steering clear of seaweed, of course.